Hi, this is Dan Gahagan, and today we're going to demo the 2% online application system. This video is for applicants who want to fill out a 2% application, and it's also for applicants that already have a sagchip.org account. Anyone can sign up for one, and we have another video on this page that will show you how to create your own sagchip.org account. All you need is a valid email address. So what we're going to do is assume we already have a sagchip.org account, and we're going to log into that account. Before we do that, let's go to the 2% distributions page. Go to the sagchip.org homepage and select organizations, and then select 2% distributions. Here you can see this is the homepage where you can watch the videos about the other distributions and read more information. To access the system, you click the 2% online application here. This page is where we're going to host this tutorial video and the other tutorial video that will show how to create a sagchip.org account. Since we want to log in and use the system, I'm going to click the big green button that says Access the 2% Online System. Now it will ask us to log in. So we'll log in as our test account here, Applicant at sagchip.org. And you'll want to enter your own account, but this is just a demo account for training purposes. Once we have signed in, you can see this is the home page for all the applications that this person has entered. This will be all of your applications that you've entered. They probably won't be any listed here when you initially log in, but as you create them, this is where they'll show up. You can see that this test user has created 4 different applications, the various amounts they've requested and which organizations they've been sent to, and also importantly here, the needs review status indicator here, showing that this application has not yet been submitted for review. And we'll get into that more here in a minute. So what we'll do is we're going to start, I guess we should go here. If you have any problems with the system, there is a leave feedback button. It's blue at the bottom of every page. And if you click that, it gives you a place where you can have a comment. We'll just say, looks good. And if you send this comment, this will be sent directly to us, the developers, and we'll be able to, if you have any problems with anything, this is how you can send us information. With that being said, let's start a new application. You click the green Start New Application button, and this takes us to the Creating the Project page. We'll just call this Test App 1, and we'll select the type if it's government or education. In this case, we'll select government. And the project location, if it's either Isabella or Saginaw. For demo, we'll just select Isabella. And then your personal project priority. How important do you feel this project is? Low is a nice to have, critical is somewhat self-explanatory. We'll say that this is a medium project. Okay, with that, the project is started, and we can skip around to any of these other steps at any time by selecting the links to the side. But we'll just go through them in order and work our way through the project. This is the primary organization that will be approving the project. In the test system, we only have City of Mount Pleasant or Standish, but there'll be quite a few different ones here for you to select. Select the appropriate organization to submit your application. We'll select City of Mount Pleasant. And the City of Mount Pleasant has a sub-organization. This may or may not appear to you depending on which primary organization you submit it to. In this case, this would be a sub-org that is going to approve the application before it goes up to the primary organization. We'll just hit Next. And if there's any partners with your project, you'd select them on this screen. Partner is some organization that would also benefit from your project. You would like them to be able to see the application as well. All the partners will have to approve of the project before it's submitted to the council. So if you select a partner here, not only will they be able to read over the entire application, they'll be able to approve it being sent to council on their behalf as well. This is really good to keep all of the partner organizations in the loop. We'll just select that this is partnered with Standish. And now this is the general overall categories for the project, and these are optional, but they are recommended. Just basically describe what your project is about, and you can select as many of these as you feel apply. We'll say it's environmental and infrastructure. Now in the project description page, this is very general. Just give a brief overview of what you feel your project is about, a good summary. There'll be areas coming up where you can provide more detail about specific aspects, but right here you can just give a general description. On this next screen coming up here will be the project benefits. You describe any benefits that would be to the tribe, the community, or general area. We'll just assume we've entered some information in here that describes the benefits of the project and continue on to the funding requirements. This would be any long-term funding requirements if they're applicable to your project. And once again, these are all optional. It just gives you a space to where you can provide more information about your project. And at any time, if you like, you can skip back to the project description and add more. Or you can skip ahead, if you like, to the additional information section. But we'll keep going along as if just to go through each one in turn. We can enter any funding requirements here. And then this is the important section here is the budget items. This is where you'll be filling out all the budget items that will be totaled up into the amount that you request. So here we'll say a budget item for our project. You can see there's currently no budget items and there's no matching funds. The total amount requested is 0. The amount matched is 0 for a total of 0. This means the matching funds is interesting because in our discussions with the roundtables, we've learned that a lot of projects also have additional funding sources, and we've heard examples of they may have a project may have $90,000 worth of funding, but need another $5,000 to complete the total amount of funding needed, and we'll use that in our example here. We'll create a budget item. We'll say we need our final item for the project, and its cost will be $5,000, and we need 1. We could need 10 items at $500 a piece, or however it is to total up to the 5,000, which is we're using in our example here. And you can have an optional category here for the item. If you don't know if none of these work, we can select other, but we'll select environmental for this one and hit create. Now we can see we're requesting one budget item at $5,000 and it's environmental. You can edit the item or delete it, and we can keep adding items to this. So let's add one more item. We'll say it's $100 and we need 5 of them. And this will be infrastructure. And we'll create. Now we can see the amount requested is $5,500. And there's no amounts matched to indicate that we previously may have had a grant of up to $90,000 in our example for this total project. So let's add that in. We'll say we received a grant for $90,000. We received one grant, and it is also for infrastructure. Now in this case, we'd say that this is a matching fund. We're not requesting these funds from the tribe, but we're showing that these are funds that we have from other sources for this project. Now we can see here that that grant was added down as $90,000 total in matching funds. And this is expressed in the budget summary here. We have a $5,500 amount requested, and we've matched $90,000 for a total project amount of $95,500. If this is completed and accurate to your best knowledge, you'll be requesting from the tribe at this point $5,500 for this project. Now you can upload also any items or file data that you feel is applicable to the project, anything that can help you out to describe the project, maybe some pictures, schematics, Word documents, PDF files, anything you feel is relevant. So we'll demonstrate that here. I'm going to click Browse, and it doesn't show up on the video, but as a normal file upload, you select the file and then hit Upload. You can see I've uploaded a text file here, and I'll upload another file. Oops, I'm sorry. I'll click Browse to browse the file, and this time I'll upload an image, and the image is uploaded here. I just chose a random pick off the internet. If you click it, you can see it. It's the Starship Enterprise. Now we'll go back, and you can upload as many files as you like. There's no upper limit, but please do be reasonable. I mean, there is only so much time to review each application. Now we'll click Next and go to the Additional Information screen. This asks you if this project is a reoccurring need. For instance, if this requires funding for every year. There was some project. This doesn't apply to a majority of the projects, but certain ones it does. So if your project is something that requires funding each year, you can select this that is reoccurring and also describe the need. Also down here it gives you a spot to give a timeline for your project, and you can just enter the timeline in any way you feel is needed. Like it'll take 2 years, or we plan on, hitting the target by this date, or any other information that's applicable. Once these are complete, you click Next, and it takes you to your summary screen. Now we've gone through each of these items and completed them, but if you feel at any time that you want to go back and change any of this information, you can. And up at the top here, you can see that your project priority is medium. You can change that. We'll change it to high and save. Now we can see it's a high priority. You can click Print here to print your application, and that will send it to the printer. Or you can submit the application for review. And once you click this button, it will go to the review organization that you indicated in the primary organization or the committee organization, if there is one. For review. It'll show up on their screens and they can review this information. Even though you've submitted to the committee or the primary organization, they can still request updates from you using the comment section, and you'll receive an email message when they do. So let's say we're happy with this and we've entered all the information. We'll hit submit. It'll ask us if we're sure we want to submit the application, and click OK. Now we return to the home screen, and we can see our new application that we just created, and we can see that it has been sent to the committee. If you can click Details, you can still browse through, you can still make changes, you can still print, and if for some reason you feel like you don't want the committee looking at it yet, you may have made an error, you can hit Cancel, and that will return it back to the applicant, and you can then go through here and complete your changes before submitting it again. Each time you do this, you'll receive an email, and the committee or organization will also receive an email. That's a basic overview of the application system. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the Leave Feedback button and send me any questions. Thank you.